Assalamu alaikum. Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. So today's tutorial is on how to make this contrast abaya. For this tutorial I'm going to be working with two different fabrics, 3 yards of the main fabric and also half yard of a different fabric. For this tutorial I'm using a jersey fabric, but you can use other fabrics like crepe, duchess or silk. The measurement needed for this tutorial includes a half back to wrist measurement, our buyer length, our wrist measurement, and then our yoke, which is 10 inches. The first thing I did is to fold my fabric into two, and I have 60 inches in fold on one part and then 30 inches in fold on the other part. So on the 60 inches part, I'm just opening up the fabric. So after opening it up, this is what I have. Then from the other fabric, I cut out a 56 inches by 20 inches long fabric and I have it in fold. So it's about 56 inches long. So after folding it into two, I'll just go ahead and fold it into four. The next thing I'm just going to do is to insert my measurement on the open end there. And I'll go ahead and mark 3 inches. After which I'm going to make a curve to the other edge of the fabric. You can also decide to use between 1 to 3 inches depending on what you want. But for this tutorial, I'm making use of 3 inches. And then I'll connect it to the other edge of the fabric. After which, I'm just going to cut it out. So after cutting out, I'm just going to notch the midpoint. When we open it up, we should have something like this. So I'll just go ahead and place this on the main fabric. For my main fabric, I have the right side facing each other. So we'll just go ahead and place the right side of this fabric to the right side of the main fabric. And then I'm going to stitch on both sides. So after stitching, this is what we have. I'll just go ahead and pin those sides together so they don't move around before I start inserting my normal measurements. This is also to ensure that I have the same amount of fabrics both for the front piece and also for the back piece. After securing it with a pin, I'll just go ahead and fold this into four so that I can start inserting my measurements. So what I'm trying to do here is just to still make sure that the fabric does not move around, and I'm just trying to pin it together. After folding into four, I'll just go ahead and start inserting my abaya length measurement, which is 55 inches. So I'm just marking from the upper length to my abaya length, which is 55 inches. Then I'm going to be adding 1 inch for similar ones. So when you're done marking your length, you should have sort of like a diagonal line. And then I'll just come down for the diagonal line and take about 20 inches. This also depends on what you want. You can decide to use the full weight of the abaya, but I decided to go for 20 inches. So After marking that, I will just take my waist measurement and I'm going to insert that to the waist part. My waist measurement is 7 inches divided by 2, so that's 3.5. Then I added half an inch to it. So I took my 3.5 and then half an inch. And then from that point, I'm just going to form a diagonal line to the 20 inches I marked. So I'll just connect those 2 points together. And then I'm just going to cut it out. After cutting, this is what I have. So the next thing I'm going to do is to take my neck measurement. And for my neck, I'm using the basic neckline of 3 inches by 3 inches. So I'm just going to connect my neck curve. And I'll go ahead and cut that out. I'll go ahead and remove the pins that I used to secure the fabric, then open up the fabric. Then for my waist point, I'm going to stitch down to the abaya length, and I'll do the same to the other side of the abaya piece. This is after stitching. So the next thing I'm going to do is to attach my waistband. So I have about 3 inches by 8 inches fabric. So I have the fabric folded into 2. So I'll just go ahead and stitch it and then do the same to the other side of the sleeve. So I'll be stitching by half an inch for both sleeve. So after stitching, this is what I have. I just tried one of it to make sure that it fits my waist well. After which, I'll go ahead and attach it to the abaya piece. I'm going to be attaching the waistband to the abaya piece, right side facing each other. And I'll go ahead and join both waistband to both sides. After which, I'm going to hem the neckline, and then I'm going to hem the lower part of the abaya. So I'm going to join the band for both sides, and then I hem the neckline and also the lower part of the abaya. I'll just go ahead and give my abaya a good press and then try it on. So this is the finished look of the abaya piece after giving it a good press. And if you enjoyed this video, you can check out my abaya playlist linked on the screen. And for this hijab, I also have a tutorial on it, which I'm going to link in the description box and also on the screen. So thank you so much for watching to the end, and I will see you in my next video, inshallah. Assalamu alaikum.